What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bridges and Beaches. We're back.
Yeah, welcome back.
So I started the other show, the local show. We talked about it a little bit last week. So went on location yesterday and shot one in a bar with music playing overhead, and loud music.
How did it sound?
After editing, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It lost a little bit of the lows in the processing that I did, so there's not like a lot of like the low end of my voice, but it sounds great.
Is it the same bar in your street? Did you talk about like in your hood?
No, it is not Kelly's. It is a new bar opened up in town called Tony's Original Deli. Very popular, and they have liquor though. Very popular, very like light, open, airy. It's very nice. It's just like you have to drive there, and parking sucks. But I just found out while I was interviewing him that there's a parking lot in the back, so that's super cool.
So you're doing this thing. You interview local business owners just for them to share their experience and for you to get inspired by, right?
Yeah, like so this is a very like small town, community oriented city in Orange County. So everybody knows everybody. Like everybody kind of like grows up here, dies here type of place. So there's a lot of local businesses from people that are born and raised in the community. Like, so the guy yesterday, like he literally was born on the street that this bar's on.
That's insane.
And like he went to high school like less than half a mile away. So I'm trying to highlight like some of those local businesses and just like get people to be like, oh, I didn't know that was there. Or, oh, I remember that. I'm going to go in there, that sort of thing. Just kind of let people know that things exist in the community. And it's fun for me to make it. I have the gear. I'm not charging for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been super nice. Hi, buddy. Buddy just opened the door himself to come in here.
Oh,
how you doing, bud?
Yeah.
Your face is all wet, bud. He's just looking at me because he just knows I'm talking all the time. He's just so annoyed that I'm not out playing ball with him.
How's the weather out there today?
It's nice. It's like 80. It was 83 degrees when I was driving after recording yesterday. It's perfect. How's the weather? I see some snow on your patio back there.
There's a lot of snow, and it's not going to go away because it's like 10 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Kind of crazy.
So my boss from my day job was just out there this week, all week, and he said it's like the most snow you guys have had in like 100 years, and he's like, I guess they just don't like have anywhere to really put the snow at the end of the day.
I don't know. It's the most. It's a lot. So I've lived here for 6 years, and I've seen. This is the third time I'm seeing this amount of snow. But the big difference is that it never stays that cold for so long. So we're already a week in this like freeze wave. It's, temperatures around, 20s, if not 10s. And again, this morning it was close to zero, at least it feels like.
Yeah, and 17 right now.
And then the snow doesn't go. And then, the snow it just hangs around. And we're about to have, it's going to stay cold for at least the next 10 days. And then we're going to have another snowstorm at the end of it. So I'm not really sure what to do. And also, I'm not sure that they can see, there's about maybe, 10 inches of snow and then another 3 inches of sleet, which is like the freeze, like ice on it. So it's not soft.
I hate that crust and shit.
Yeah, it's like a bulky snow patches. You can step on it. Like it's almost like stone, but then beneath it, there's the soft snow. So, yeah, now it's, I have to say with the double glazing and the sun, it feels really warm in here. It's like the green door, whatever you call it.
Yeah, you can always tell like at night, when in places when it snows at night, the moon reflecting off, it still looks like daylight out all the time. It's just bright all the time. Like snow is. That's why like people when they go like spring skiing and they don't have all their covers on, they get all sunburnt because the sun's reflecting off the snow and just blasting them.
Yeah, so that's exactly what's happening now. What I do like to do to challenge myself is at night when I take my dog out just for like a quick wee before bedtime, when it's like midnight, I go with like a t-shirt and flip-flops just to kind of feel what it's like to be outside when it's 0 degrees. And it's pretty cool. As long as it's no more than like 30 seconds, it's bearable. But if I stay a little longer, like you start, you have 30 seconds there, you start feeling your like
that 10 inches becomes a little different,
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So what else has been going on? So what have you been doing in the snow? Like besides taking the dog out to go wee, what have you been doing in this weather, in the great freeze?
It's hard because you're basically just home all the time, and going out is a big deal because again, you cannot be outside more than 5 minutes before your nose started to freeze, your fingers. Like this morning, I went to take the dog out for like maybe 20 minutes, and all of a sudden I'm seeing like drops on my jacket and apparently my nose was running, but I didn't even know because I couldn't feel it. It was so cold. So it's like, shit like that happens. So you watch TV. I went out to hang out with some friends last night, and one of the buddies got dehydrated and fainted in the middle of the bar.
Seriously?
It was
Like
fun.
in the middle of the bar?
We were kind of standing. I think he didn't have enough to eat. He had like a drink and maybe something else, and he kind of felt out of it, and then he fell over, which wasn't, it happens. People get like whatever, those sugar
Does it?
drops, or you can get dehydrated. I don't know, some people. But he actually fell right on his head, so that was kind of scary. So,
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Can you
Whatever.
do math still?
I cannot attest to the fact that he could do it before that. So there's nothing.
God.
There's nothing to compare.
Well, does he leave you with the bill, or does he pay and split and all that? 'Cause that's how you usually tell.
Yes, I mean, one of the guys paid, and then he kind of sent the bill to everyone. I think he will probably send his share. But yeah, no, he went like to the ER to get like his head.
Wow, the
It was,
ambulance
like,
come and get him?
Yeah. He has to take
Oh
like.
God,
I
that's
mean,
gonna be expensive.
I hope he has insurance, but I mean, it looked like he had a concussion. Like it was very, very like a bad.
What did he hit on the way down?
Hit the floor with his head. He kind of fell like a log.
Did it make a noise?
It was very scary, man. It was very scary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, now it's okay.
Did it take
but
you
I
out of
was
your
like,
buzz?
No. You know how when something like that happens, then certain type of people behave in a certain way, and you never know how you would have behaved when it happens. And then like one of the guys said, "Oh, you put him on the table. Let's put him on the table." And they're all trying to pick him up, and the guy weighs like probably like 250 or something. It's like a huge guy.
Oh, you're a big boy.
Yeah,
Like
I'm like, no, don't put him on the table. Put him on the floor, lift his leg up, and then he woke up like instantly. It's like, why did we even try? Because you lose kind of sense when shit like that happens. So yeah, but then he went to the hospital, and our burgers just came out, so we sat there and ate them. It was it's kind of nice.
just like without that guy. Did his burger come out too?
Without the guy and the other guy that went with him.
Just gonna get a Venmo request for the tab that he skipped out on in the ambulance.
You're joking. That's exactly what happened. I mean, we are a bunch of Jews, so
Yeah, that's right. You got to pay your share at the end of the day. No tip.
Well, what do we know, tip? Of course, there was great service. They got like a full 7%, of course.
Oh,
So that was the biggest adventure I had. And it's it's like this friend group that I maintain just to be able to say that I have friends. Like they're all great people, but I don't know them well or long enough. But it's like, okay, it's a nice like community thing. So then yes, there was bonding.
How did you meet them?
We're all Israelis in my neighborhood, and we're all
Isn't that like half of your actual neighborhood? Isn't that half of Brooklyn?
half Brooklyn are Jews. Not all of them are Israelis. And we're Israelis.
More
but
than half.
Yeah, exactly. But it's Israelis and specifically Israeli dads in my neighborhood. So it's kind of
These are the ones that you've been going on your running group with?
different group, but they're also Israelis. Yeah. There's a lot of. I have two different Israeli groups.
It's almost like there's a war or something going on over there, and all y'all are getting out of there.
Yeah. It's actually funny because you know how those you know that better than anyone else. But when you have certain friends that like you don't talk politics with because you're just not going to be friends anymore if you do.
Yep.
And then some other people that you actually can speak whatever you want with them. So that's kind of that's I would say this is the most defining aspect of those two groups of people.
That is an interesting way because, like, I'm pretty good about having, like, I have a lot of friends from all different places. But to your point, like, I know what all of their political affiliations are, and some of them like can take it a little more. Like the super hardcore MAGAs, they can't take it at all. If like you poke fun at them or make any jokes about them, but like the more casual ones, like I know who they are, and I usually do like I'll send them memes and stuff every once in a while, and they'll like twist and defend. I love to watch that. But like that's like our dynamic that we have.
No, well, of course.
And
I have a lot of people like that where like that's the banter. Like, oh, look at what your guy did. Oh, look at what your person did. It's like this is kind of it's all.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah. When Gavin Newsom does something crazy, they send me something, say, "Look at this," and I'm like, "You're right on that."
And then every other hour when Trump does something crazy, you send them that. Yeah.
I just run out of space, man. I can't send out memes that fast. It gets a little difficult.
Yes. So I mean, I'll be very honest. I mean, for the most part, I'm not really bothered by someone's political affiliation. I feel like the politician's intention is for it to make it emotional and personal and to make us like fight within each other because they live off of that. And I'm like, I don't really care. Everyone should vote whatever they want, and I'll just try to stay friends with everyone. But if I'll start talking my opinions in certain circles, I would probably be lynched. You know,
I went up to Seattle this weekend, and I was trying to go to the football game, but it was too expensive, so I didn't go do that. But the word chintzy came up.
chintzy. What's that?
It's like cheap, like cheap Chinese junk, you know. But like when the person said it, I was like, that sounds like a slur. Is that a slur? And so I had to look it up, and the real answer is no, it's not. But people do if they overhear you saying it because it sounds like another slur. It can in social situations. It can bring up tension. So just don't say that one.
I just saw this morning and whatever on Instagram an interview with Jerry Seinfeld, who I.
Geez, you're on the Seinfeld thing right now.
No, but Instagram knows that. And then the interviewer asked him about comedian in cars getting coffee, and the interviewer says, "I cannot ignore the fact that most of your guests are white men." And Jerry Seinfeld was like, "Okay, come on, like I am not playing that game. To me, the only thing that matters is if you're funny. If you're funny, I'm interested. I'm interested. This is the only barometer I have for who's I'm interested to have on my show." So that was pretty.
I never watched the show really, except for like in passing, like when it was on. Like,
yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing.
They were all pretty much white Jews, right?
I mean,
on the show, but wasn't that pretty? That was pretty of that area of New York at that time. That was pretty accurate to what.
Oh, you mean the show? You mean the show like Seinfeld show? I'm talking about this the second show.
Oh no, not the comedian in cars. No.
So comedian in cars. I only watched a few of his buddies, but he interviewed Conan and Chris Rock, and they're not Jewish. And
I think I've seen the Conan one. I've seen the Zach Galifianakis one. I saw some of the earlier ones.
Yeah. I mean, they're all good, but it's not. I wouldn't binge through it. It's like it's nice when you see like a.
They used to be like 16 minutes long. They used to be short, and then I think it's longer now.
Yeah. But the show. I mean, it's Friends also is like a group of 6 white friends who live in West Village.
Yeah, they really was, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm going back like this 90s, man. Like there was the black folk had their own shows. Yeah. It wasn't like
let's not mention Cosby, but there was like Family Matters. It was intentionally about.
Because I watched Family Matters. I love the whole Urkel thing. I love that. I thought that was great.
And also notice that it's very much like an anti-white show in the sense that whenever there is a white person there's like it's like a complete opposite in the sense that it's so complete opposite that it's almost the same as anything else. But it's like they have like
I also love like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air too. I'm trying to think of that same thing. Is like there just wasn't a lot of like white, even guest stars on that show. Really, was there?
Donald Trump was a guest star on the Fresh Prince.
On Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, he was there like for one episode.
Was Epstein there too? Oh, hey!
Who would be surprised? I'm not sure if you know the big drama around it. Is that turns out like Will Smith was the actual predator there. He used to like make people like. Make sure people get fired and giving a lot of notes, and it was all about
what's
him.
His show?
Yeah, but he was also
what's his show?
19.
It came from his whole thing. Yeah. So I feel like all of those '90s shows, like people didn't have to start being nice until social media and like camera phones. So like if you think about it, like all of like the old movies, like all the old actors, like the old school actors, and all of that, I've always heard most of them were always dicks.
I thought that's the point.
I'm the star. They had the I'm the star mentality about everything.
I thought that's part of it's a prerequisite for the job.
It's just like it would be like now people saying like, can you believe that these rock stars are fucking groupies? It's like, yeah. That's what they used to do all the time.
Wasn't that the only goal of being a rock star?
Yeah, they didn't want to be like they didn't want to play because they liked the music. They wanted to bang little fucking groupie bitches. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. Or sometimes.
But the funny thing is, it used to be like an okay thing to talk about in the sense. Even
that's what it was just like implied that was what was happening, and now it's like
I saw
taboo.
Now on HBO, there's going to be a special. Judd Apatow is doing like a 2-episode or whatever a special about Mel Brooks, who I'm sure you know is one of my favorite comedians. Mm-hmm. And in the promo, there's an interview with him. I'm guessing like the 70s, and the interviewer asked him, "Hey, why do you get into comedy?" It's like for sex. That's like it was just you could just say it on TV. Yeah. So It's very funny.
It was there's that old movie from like the early 2000s, Finding Forrester, that has Sean Connery in it, and like he's like, why do you go to, like, the kid was asking, why do you go to book signing? He's like, to get laid. Yeah. That's why anybody goes to book signings.
Well, I'm sure that now you could also kind of think of those things, but it's really crazy how so much of the world has changed, and just the different things are being.
And the only reason is because now people have the ability to talk about it. Mm-hmm. When before, like, it's just like all like these articles, like all this stuff with Minneapolis that's happening right now is like everybody has an opinion that can be heard. And I know we always talk about that with social media, but that's really what it is. Mm-hmm. Is like people always had these opinions. They just couldn't tell anybody about it. And now, like, so that's what kind of was like the funny thing is, like,
document everything.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks too. Like, Tool, Maynard from Tool had an interview that he put out yesterday about like why, because they don't allow cell phones at their shows, and if they see you with a cell phone, you get kicked out. Mm-hmm. Like, boom, like you can't record their shows. And that's why you just don't see a whole lot. And they have like one or two songs that they'll let you say, okay, you can record this one. Coldplay did it at a show that I went to one time, but it was a small show. It wasn't like a big show, mm-hmm. and that guy's a dick. But about like. He felt like he was too good to be there. That annoyed me. But Tool said like it's for the person behind you. Like, they don't want to watch the show through your phone. And I empathize with that because I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
So much. Like, I will push people's phone down and that's just, you'll have to deal with it. And anybody can have their opinion about doing that and say, well, you won't. Yeah, I will. And you turn around and there's a 6'4", 250-pound guy staring at you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I have another Jerry Seinfeld reference, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think it's very relevant for the topic. So when he started the show, he started by saying, you can take as many footage as you want. I don't really care because I know that also you guys know deep down that you're going to have nothing to do with it. You're going to take pictures or videos of me telling my joke. You want to show it to people. No one wants to see what's on your phone. The worst thing that can happen to me is someone's trying to show me a video on their phone. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see your phone. Yeah. I don't want to watch your shattered, screen protector or your broken, case. It's just like I don't want to see it. I don't care. So you want to take pictures, whatever you want, take your phones out and do it. And then no one did because it kind of took the air out of it. So that was very funny of him to do it.
Yeah. Is Comedy Cellar still doing shows in the snow?
Yeah, of course, man. New York is thriving.
I like that place. Like, where did you see him at? You saw him at a bigger theater.
Yeah, I saw him at the Beacon Theater. And it was like a big deal because I'm guessing a couple of thousands. It was a big deal because it was Upper West Side of Manhattan, where he still today lives, and it was like the show.
He lives there right now?
Yeah, of course.
I thought he moved to like Connecticut or something.
No. He is. I mean, he's people move to Connecticut to afford a big, nice house close to the city. He can afford the city. It's fine. I think he's the only comedian billionaire. I think 1.1. Yeah, he's like the only billionaire in comedy. I mean, unless you can consider
1.1 billion. Yeah, most of it's from residuals with him and Larry David.
Of course, I would imagine.
That show is still on TV, man, all the time.
Yeah,
he got a $500 million from the global streaming rights on Netflix. $500 million.
As an actor. Just as an actor, never mind he also wrote, produced, and ran the show, was the showrunner. As an actor, if you land a show that runs for 9 seasons and as big as Seinfeld, you are good for life. Never mind a billionaire or not. Like, you're going to get residuals forever from syndication. So he has like 4 different credits on it.
So he does have a East Hampton property, 12 acres.
I'm sure he also has a... property in LA, in San Monica.
Yeah, a Manhattan apartment and a warehouse in California. That's probably where he stores his $50 to $100 million Porsche collection. And I think he's got the GT and stuff, all those expensive.
He has all the cars. Yes. Can you imagine having so much money that you own $100 million worth of cars and you still have $1 billion outside of that?
Hmm. I can't imagine that.
No, I imagine it every day, honestly. Yeah, I don't think we'll get there. I mean, maybe this podcast will blow up one day, but I don't know.
Or 1 to 2 viewers a week. It's coming any day now. Any day we're going to say the right thing. I think we just got to start taking extremist views. That's what we have to do.
Yeah. About what, though? Everybody has an opinion today.
Fucking alcohol. I don't know.
There's an unpopular opinion. I like drinking alcohol, and I'm good with that.
So I have made a quiz because it's been a while, and it's about drinking alcohol.
All right, let's do it. I hope it's not about.
I have
like,
made a quiz, 10
scientific
questions. It's the history of certain alcohols. Okay,
stuff. Right on.
you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going through all the different types, and then
Is
I didn't
this
fact check any of this because it's Gemini. Gemini did that for me.
who fact checks? If anything, I would rather
yeah,
it have like
bro,
wrong facts. Yeah.
This is alternative facts, and this is the truth is what we say it is situation.
There we go. Now is
All right,
where
so
we're
ready?
going. Wait, now is the intro for the quiz corner.
Yeah, quiz corners right now. Wow, that was nice, wasn't it?
Oh, it's great. Great intro.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, the history of alcohol, everybody. So, which ancient civilization is credited with creating the world's oldest known recipe for beer, found in a hymn to the goddess Ninkasi, which is a brewery in Oregon, by the way? Is it A, the Aztecs, B, the Sumerians, C, the Romans, or D, a group of very thirsty time travelers?
So you mentioned that the name of the goddess is Peruvian, so my mind went to Aztecs, but I actually think it's the Syrians.
Well, it's Sumerians, but that is
Sumerians,
correct.
sorry. The Sumerians. Okay, good, good.
Yeah. Wait, Ninkasi is Peruvian?
I mean, you said it's Peruvian. You just said
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't say that. Why
Okay,
did I
okay.
say that, bro?
I
I'm
don't know.
going to go back and check the transcript here.
Yeah,
Ninkasi is a Sumerian goddess of beer.
Oh, okay.
So that would make sense.
yeah, that does make sense.
All right.
Yeah,
here we
I
go.
mean, everything
So you're
started
welcome.
in the Middle East. We know that, right? That was easy.
Everything.
That was
That's
here.
fucking cradle of civilization, baby.
No.
All right. During the 18th century gin craze in London, what was a nickname given to a gin because of its supposed effect on the lower classes? Was it A, liquid courage, B, mother's ruin, C, the devil's juice, or D, nap time in a bottle?
What was the first one?
Liquid courage.
Let's go with that.
Final answer?
Yeah. What do I care?
It is not. It's called Mother's Ruin.
Mother's
Never heard of
Ruin.
that either. But, it's 18th century shit. So, And they say 18th century gin craze. Like, gin is still very popular in the UK.
Very popular.
Like,
And fun fact, when I used to work in service and I used to be a maitre d' in a big restaurant and like a shift manager and all, I learned a tip from a fellow manager. When you're drinking gin, it's almost untraceable in terms of like the smell. So when you're like taking vodka
it tastes
shots,
like pine needles.
yeah, when you take vodka shots and you go talk to someone, they immediately can smell like you have like
Great.
vodka.
So if I want to get liquored up and drive home,
I
drink
mean,
gin.
I do think a breathalyzer will pick it up, but if someone smells you, they might not think you're.
Oh,
as
so if I
drunk
want to
as
go
you.
have some lunch drinks, lunch cocktails,
exactly,
it's gin.
exactly.
Good to know.
Precisely, yeah. I mean, and then as
Because normally I just go with margaritas. So.
at the restaurant, especially as the shift manager, you have to always go and like schmingle and massage people and make sure everything's good, and you don't want to show up like smelling like a drunkie. So gin and
Yeah,
tonic
so would
was
you
my
hit the
drink.
gin bottle before you came into Maitre D at this restaurant?
I would. That's. Have you worked in service before?
There's a busser and like a dishwasher, like the hard parts. I
So,
wasn't old enough to get in.
all
And then
I-
I
all
worked at
you
Baskin
do-
Robbins.
All you do is you drink a lot every shift, and you just hope for it to get
So
by. And that's it.
I will say the majority of my friends are in the service industry in some capacity, and I very much meet them before their shift a lot of places to have their pre-work drinks, and then they go in and do their
And then they'll,
4 or
and
6
then
hours.
whenever like there's a nice couple on the bar and you want to give them like a shot, and it's like, then you have a shot with them, or someone else has a birthday, and then you have a toast, and of course,
Mm. Yeah,
can
you
give
have
some
to
wine
find a little like the more dive bars. They will do the shots with you.
Yeah.
The nicer bars here.
So in Tel Aviv, I'm sure you remember, it's very common. If you're on ice, the first thing you get is just like, hey, just have a shot like with us. It's like
I did not know that because I was down on the beach in Tel Aviv, and then the only time I ate at like a restaurant that wasn't a part of the tour was I went to Calypso's down on the sand.
and that's more of like a tourist half trap kind of
Yeah, so I was like my Corona sitting at a stupid chair in the sand, which is super
thing. Paying
annoying.
like 45 shekels for a beer. Yeah.
I mean, at the time that would have been $4.50.
Yeah.
So that would have been fine. That's because I pay far more than that at my local bar here.
Yeah.
But and then I went to Jaffa, to that in the marina there. There were some nicer restaurants there, and then we had a big meal. That's where the guy told me that I ordered too much food and wouldn't let me order anymore when I was ordering for the table. But definitely, the guy did not bring any shots for anybody there. He very much was counting his shekels.
Yeah. The service in Tel Aviv, I think the food is also good, but it's like that's kind of the thing. If you're vibing with the staff, you'll get something. Maybe like a small dessert, a small shot. Like that's kind of what happens.
I would like to go back and have things that are not, because like otherwise, like I would go to like the bar at the hotel, but it was just drinks, like wine and stuff, and that's very much meant for Western tourists. It seemed like to come in and do their thing. So I wasn't like at like a local spot.
Yeah. Next time we're going, I'll give you like a list of the nice places to check out.
Well, maybe you can come with me one time. Maybe we can figure that out.
That'd be nice.
All right, ready. So we're moving on from gin. We're going on to whiskey. All right.
Yeah.
What was the original primary use for whiskey when it was first distilled by monks in Ireland and Scotland? Was it A, medicinal purposes? Was it B, to clean stable floors? Or C, as a substitute for water and tea? Or D, to help people tolerate their relatives at weddings?
I love how D is always
I did ask you to make a funny one. I wish that it would like mix it up and not put it in as the last one every time, but here we are.
I would go with medicinal.
That is correct.
Yeah, there you go.
That is correct.
I mean, I think both to make people feel better because it makes you woo, but also I think they used it to sanitize like wounds and stuff like that. Just pour alcohol.
I'm going to go have some medicine in a little bit.
Yeah, bet you do.
So here we go. So this is another one. Dom Perignon, which I didn't know was a real person, but I didn't really care that much to ever look. Was a monk, often associated with champagne, supposedly shouted what famous phrase upon discovering the bubbles? I have found gold. Why is my wine fizzy? Come quickly, I am tasting the stars. Or oops, I think this went bad.
Let's go with C. Come quickly, I'm tasting the stars.
That is correct. Dom has done that for us. So I think you've only missed one so far.
Yeah. And I'm working off of intuition here. I'm in the zone.
That's why. So I do like doing these where you actually, it could be anything because it's kind of more fun for me.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta listen to the pronunciation of this. Okay, here we go. In the 19th century, the phylloxera epidemic nearly destroyed the wine industry in Europe. How was the industry saved? By praying to a god Bacchus, grafting European vines onto American rootstocks, switching everyone over to drinking cider, which is very popular in Europe, or D, teaching the bugs to prefer kale instead.
I would go with the cider, but is it only in Europe? Because I think that's the story also in...
It says in Europe. It says wine industry in Europe.
Okay. Because I know that also in the US there's an interesting story about how cider came about, especially in New England, where it did kind of have to replace wine at some point because it was easier to raise crops of apples.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yep.
So are you going with the cider thing?
I am. Just because of the other story.
It's not the cider thing.
It's not the cider.
It is not the cider thing. It is the grafting the American rootstocks and European vines together.
Good.
I believe we call that GMO, genetic engineering, genetically modified.
That's pretty smart. And I actually fell for the big distractor because of the adult story. So that's what happened.
Yeah. See, I'm here to fuck with you on this thing.
It's working. It's working.
All right, here we go. We got more. This one's going to be pretty easy, I think. Which spirit was originally known as Kill Devil due to its high potency and harsh taste in the Caribbean? Was it A, tequila, B, hookah, C, rum, or D, liquid firecrackers?
Even though vodka sounds interesting, I will go with rum.
That is correct.
Just because
I think anything that comes out of the Caribbean, we probably pretty much know is going to be rum at any given point.
Could have been cachaça or something.
Sugar was their thing there. Yeah.
I like rum very much.
I do too, but
it doesn't shock you that I like alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, I love alcohol.
Yeah.
The thing about rum, though, is usually the drinks that it's in are so sweet that I start to get a little bit of like a sugar rush and a little headache. So I tend to not have a lot. Like I'll have like one or two rum-based drinks. I will say though, when I was in Hawaii recently, having the what's the Mai Tais, wasn't super enjoying those for whatever reason.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I like rum. So there's spice rum, which is nice, which like you can drink it like it's almost like with ice and it's good. But white rum, like Bacardi, white rum, with just a twist of lemon and some ice, it's pretty good. Then you don't need to add anything to it, no sugar, no salt, just like that. It's pretty good. Yeah.
I'll try. It sounds like a summer drink. I'll try that.
Well, lucky for you, you have 83 degrees out there, so yes.
Yeah, what is it today? We're looking. Yeah, it's 80 out right now, so looking pretty good today. I could tell it was pretty warm because it was a little windy, and when it does that, it like how it's doing its warmth right now, it usually results in wind here.
It's so cold here. Yeah, it's like it's soup day every day here. It's very, very cold.
Yeah, that's why I choose to live here.
And you were also born there. So, I mean, not there.
I was not born
on the
here.
West Coast, on the West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best time, by the way, too, because like the football games start at 10 and end by 8:30. So
I heard that I read about your team that they're all injured, right? At 49, there's no team.
Yeah, they've been all injured like all year. We lost the first like 8 games of the year. I didn't have my quarterback and I didn't have my my tight end, which is like technically my wide receiver one. And then we lost like in the third game. We lost our main tackle, Bosa, you know. So the fact that we made it all the way to divisional round with a busted team is remarkable. Yeah. So we need to rip out that electrical substation because the waves, the microwaves, bro, the microwaves. Okay. Yeah, totally, 100%. It's the 5G emitters there. They all had COVID anyway, you know.
It's because of the vaccine. Yeah.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
We should do conspiracy theories that ended up being true one of these days.
Well, next episode.
There we go. That's on you to make that. Get your chat GPT going. Actually, wait, no, I'm sorry. Copilot. It's Copilot, bro. I don't want you in trouble.
People will hear it. Get
your Copilot going.
You did see how much money they've invested in ChatGPT in this recent earning call.
No, I saw the $365 billion of like write down because of AI. But
the stock plumped, but it's okay. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, here we go. During the Prohibition era in the United States, what loophole allowed people to legally obtain whiskey? A doctor's prescription for medicinal whiskey, claiming it was just very thick apple juice, proving they were using it to fuel their tractors, or winning a high-stakes game of rock, paper, scissors with a federal agent?
I am obviously contemplating between A and C.
I'm liking that federal agent one, though, man.
I mean, medicinal seems like, given the previous answer, like it's the kind of right move. But I also think that fueling the trucks seems legitimate, and also thinking about like the trucksters and all that, like the Teamsters from the Truck Association, probably all mob guys. Let's go with the fuel, alternative fuel.
So I like that one. I do like that one because I think it sounds super legitimate, but it's not. It is the doctor's note one. Okay. Right. Yeah. Now that's kind of like an old like thing for people that like grew up here and had to deal. Like you had to learn that in high school when we're talking about prohibition. Yeah. I knew that one before. I didn't know these other ones before, but I knew that one before because just because they used to be like have a little bottle and it would literally have like the pharmacy type thing on it, to say it was legit.
That's interesting. Another loophole,
and you can find those in antique stores and stuff.
Another loophole is
like
that
whole bottles.
Jews have to drink wine on the Sabbath. You know that they have to like make.
Oh, really? There's a poophole loophole too. Did you know about that for Catholics?
I've heard about that. Yeah. It's funny because all religions, the most strict ones, have that same loophole because it's all the same. So it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, even the Mormons. It was the Mormons.
Well, especially the Mormons. Well, they have some other weird stuff like...
they got soaking, baby. Soaking. Soak it up.
Have you watched Joey Duty, the show I talked about already? You watched it?
No, I have not. No, it doesn't really appeal to me. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you that a jury duty thing? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was here, but that's how it came up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How was the jury duty? Was it good?
Yeah, I looked up. So the case was only supposed to go 8 days. It went 1 week.
So they didn't pick you.
So it went 4 days. 4 days of actual actual trial before the jury rendered a verdict in 30 minutes. which there was 2 people that they did have on there that said that under no circumstances would they be able to say guilty, and they totally killed in 30 minutes said that the guy was guilty.
I think
must have been overwhelming evidence.
Yeah. I think it was like a violent murder trial or something like that. Right?
Yeah, it was a murder.
So,
it was a murder.
I mean,
and it wasn't even the guy's
is
first
like
murder.
clear.
It was.
Oh.
Yeah. This one was all on video. It was literally on surveillance HD video of him coming back, arguing with the guy, leaving, coming back an hour and a half later, and shooting the guy 10 times.
Yeah. Not a lot of.
He just had a mask on, and I'm gonna tell you, the guy was a big boy, so you're gonna be able to tell it was the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got him. Sentencing is coming up, so I don't know what it's going to be. You just know he's guilty, but I promise you he's doing life without the possibility of parole. So, all right, ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Vodka now. Russian vodka was originally produced from what primary crop before potatoes became a common ingredient? Corn, rye, beets, or leftover borscht?
I mean, beets and leftover borscht, you can argue that it's the same thing. I would go with leftover rye. With rye, like not leftover.
That is correct.
Because
rye
corn,
is correct.
Corn was a different side of the world. And they love rye bread.
They hadn't even heard of corn yet. They hadn't even seen that corn. The Russians didn't even know corn was a thing yet.
Not to this day.
The Native Americans in America had shared that secret yet. All right, ready? Here we go. The word brandy is derived from the Dutch word brandewijn, which literally translates to what? An expensive grape juice, burnt wine,
B.
firewater. What?
Burnt wine. That's the answer.
Okay, that is correct. Yeah. Did you know that already?
I knew that, and also you said. I mean, Dutch is not that far off from English. When say burnt wine.
Yeah.
But I also knew that. Right. You know that bread is essentially it's the same thing as like the Italian grappa. Grappa is like more diluted, so it's white, but it's also the same thing. Like you burn the leftovers of what you have after you make the wine, and then you make it into alcohol.
That's what brandy is?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about brandy. I just know people cook with it.
You take the last, like whatever you got left from the wine, and then you distill it or you do something to it to get the alcohol out, and it has to be, the temperature has to be higher, so it's burnt, and then you get more alcohol percentages, and it fucks your brain out. And I think I like it better than wine, honestly. I mean, in some sort of senses, I'll have like brandy. The end of a meal is pretty nice. Remember?
I didn't. Oh, I guess yeah.
Your boss and I had some cognac at the end of our.
That's right.
Dinner.
That's considered. I mean, that's cognac. Isn't that more whiskey?
Cognac is brandy from cognac. That's the only difference. Cognac is just.
Can you tell me more?
Cognac is like champagne and bubbly wine. That it has to be from champagne to be called champagne. So cognac is brandy from cognac. That's the only difference. Same thing.
Okay.
Cognac, Armagnac, all these digestif, it's all the same. It's the same type of liquor, but it's where you make it. That's how you call it.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, my favorite one, last one, 10.
I didn't keep score, but I think I missed like 3
You missed
or 4.
3 so far.
Okay.
3.
So I passed already.
Well, I mean, you get a D.
I can win, but I can pass.
Worst case scenario, you get a D.
Best case for some people.
Tequila could only be legally produced in certain regions of Mexico and must be made from which specific plant? A saguaro cactus, aloe vera, blue Weber agave, or a very spicy pineapple?
Agave.
That's correct. There you go. All right, so you got 70%.
I live with that. I'm happy with that.
Fucking C average, baby. Great. C average.
I'm a type B personality. I never want to win. I just want to get by. Interesting thing about...
That's how you stay off people's radar.
Yeah, exactly. So, tequila and mezcal are essentially the same thing, but maybe from different...
So I don't like mezcal because to me it tastes like a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
so
because it's not from
always
the agave.
Substitute.
Yeah.
It's not. What is it from? Cigar?
Something else, whatever. I don't know. Different cactus.
Okay.
So, the dudes from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul, and what's the main, Bryan Cranston.
The Dos Hombres.
The Dos Hombres. It's like a mezcal company, and they started it, I think, 4 years ago, or no, maybe 7 years ago.
It is from the agave, by the way.
Both are from the agave.
Yes.
So what's the difference between mezcal and tequila?
Smoky flavor comes from roasting the
and that's the mezcal
piñas in underground pits.
Good for them. They are the 4th largest Moscow manufacturer in the world.
Dos Hombres is?
Yeah.
Have they sold that yet?
I think they enjoy having the business, and good for them. I just saw him in an interview talk about it, that like they just wanted to keep in touch after the show ended, and they like, let's just start a business together, and then they found that opportunity. I think they make
So they started in 2019, and because I remember when they started that, and then they only took they sold a minority stake to Constellation Brands,
but they still own.
Yeah, but they haven't raised a ton of money. So they must be insanely profitable because they've only raised 15 million additional outside dollars.
I'm guessing it's not publicly traded as a company, so you can only estimate what the revenue is. But I'm guessing they make a couple of millions out of it a year, of course. Being the fourth largest manufacturer.
Everybody that's making liquor brands are the ones that they're making the tons of money. They're 800, 900 million at a time, you know? Yeah. Even the fighter guy, what's his name, sold like 650 million bucks for his Proper 12.
Let's start. What do you?
I'm down.
What do you do? What
Bridges and Beaches, fucking rum, bro.
What do you want to do? Rum, beer.
I would prefer to do tequila, but where the climate change is screwing that up.
Yeah. And also we can be Dos Hombres number dos. We can do Dos Hombres dos. It'll be two, right?
Yeah. We might see, but, we gotta figure something out.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's think about it. Could be gin. Could do brandy.
Actually, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a rum. I mean, a bourbon just takes so long to make, but I wouldn't mind having a nice little weeded bourbon. But it just takes like 4 years.
I'm sure you live in California. There are a ton of wineries that probably do nothing with the leftover wine. We can burn it and make brandy.
Make a brandy.
Huh?
The Bridges and Beaches brandy. The triple
BBB. Yeah.
The triple B, baby.
Triple B. I'll do
it's
that.
Like Big Baller brand, that shoe brand that went fucking tits up.
Let's start thinking about it. I'm sure you'd love your face on a liquor bottle.
Always.
Yeah.
I want my face everywhere.
That's the problem. But yes, we can put it on a brandy, on a burn bottle.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap up for this week, and then we'll try and get back to it next week.
Yeah, we should.
All right, man. Well, see you guys.
See you next week.